Do I have to stay stationary or am I allowed to pivot? Okay. All right. What do I do with my hands? All right. So it's hard to describe what you do as a custom home builder. This is the only product that anybody's ever going to invest that amount of money into and that amount of time, and they get to see it happen. Initially, we had moved down in 2017, right before Hurricane Harvey hit. I remember driving down, seeing like no storm shutters up, no nothing as far as prep for them. And I'm thinking, well, hurricane hadn't hit here in forever. What are the odds a hurricane's going to hit whenever the Harmons move in? And sure as heck they did. So Harvey hit, and that was an eye-opener for everybody. There was a lot that just people weren't prepared for. We're in Rockport, Texas. On the one hand, we're small. We're not in a big populous area, but the elements are so difficult to build in down here that you have to pull information from anywhere you can get it. I think it's one of the harshest environments to build in. We're on the water. We have the Gulf is right there. Humidity will look for the path of least resistance, and it's going to get into your structure and destroy it. You have to make sure your shell is built and sealed properly. Then from there, also, you're helping to control the elements inside the house, and that's not so bad. So we just make sure that our insulation and AC and all that fun stuff is dialed in, but the armor has to be on the outside of the house. You get here in the morning, and the sun's coming up, and just you'll see some boats out on the water and kids fishing and stuff, and it's magical, but it's hard to beat the view. I mean, it really is. Every time you come out here, you can just start seeing the picture come together, and man, this is going to be cool. My family instilled in me, a lot of discipline. I was still in high school and joined the Marine Corps at 17 and became a heavy machine gunner and did a deployment in 2006 and 2007 to Fallujah, Iraq. We lost 22 guys on that deployment, and so that was tough. It changed us a lot.
Jason's a former military guy, and I was in the Army for 10 years too. So we're kind of a kindred spirit as far as that goes. He does what he says, and he cares about what he's going to build. He's not the kind of builder that's just trying to get in there and do things the cheap way. He's trying to do it the right way.
You'll start to see different things around the house, like strapping and different type of bolts and stuff like that. And everything we use is just highly engineered, and they're out here doing inspections 1,000 times over just to make sure we get every nitpicking thing right.
How's the build going, Jason?
So far so good. You want to check it out and see it?
My job is to pull the plans out, read them front to back, and verify that the engineering has been constructed exactly as we say.
On the outside, all the gray color, that's our zip liquid flash. And so we're sealing up the bottom of the slab. We're sealing in all the nail holes, making sure that we roll it. We're going to be installing that zip system, the peel and stick underlayment. Our engineers that we utilize, they make sure that they kind of tear the place apart for us. And that's what we want them to do. We want them to push us to the limit. Man, this house should stand up to the element better than anybody else around here. Of course, we don't want to cover up our roof decking without making sure that we passed all of our inspections. So we've gotten all of our past inspections, right?
Yeah, the roof deck's been approved. We got pictures of the nail box and 0.113 by 2.5 inch, 4 inches on center.
Yeah. Ring shank fasteners as well.
The Fortified program is obviously new to Texas and new to this area. It's a higher standard than what Windstorm requires from a structural standpoint. But some of the added benefits is that you do get a house that's much more airtight.
So we want to engineer it really strong and really well. If it's a sunny day and there's no wind and the birds are chirping, this house is so strong, it's overkill. Turn the news on and it's Cat 3. Yeah, it's 2 days away.
Yeah.
I wish I would have put the screws in the door. I wish I would have put I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have used 4 bolts on the splices instead of, I wish I would have used the ridge connection.
But this house, it is fortified construction. We're documenting it and we're building it to where we're proving that we're building the house extremely strong, extremely rugged. It's going to sustain in these harsh elements that we have. On the roof right here, we're going to have a standing seam metal roof. For us, we're always eyeballing hurricanes. If that happens, then just by having our zip tape up there on top of our zip system, that right there, huge difference. We're the only company in this region that's certified in this process. You have to have, make sure you have the right builder. You have to have a right engineering firm. Our engineering firm is, I think, one of two maybe in this entire region that does it. We can certify it as a roof or as a silver or as a gold. This house is going to be fortified silver. So that means that we're going to have a fortified roof, and then our walls as well. The zip underlayment, it meets and exceeds all the requirements that our fortification standards have. And like literally all we have to do is go through and install it and document it. And then we've met that requirement. And so it makes life a lot easier. It's another tool that we can use to make the house tighter for the homeowner. I try to share everything with my kids, and even, experiences and stuff overseas and military and stuff. There's no point in them making the same mistakes and having to go through the same stuff that I went through. This company, it's, CDK Coastal Homes. So that's our children's names. Knowing that this is my children's name on this company, it's another sense of motivation to keep going, keep getting better. Shoot, some of the best days of my life were, working, late in the day and having my boys with me, or your little girl running up to you at the job site because she hadn't seen you all day and giving you a big hug. And like, you can't beat that. I initially got into home building. I was kind of born and raised in it. So my father and my mother, he would do the custom home building and she would be the broker. They're the ones that kind of taught us to know and love the building, the art behind it, because it is an art. It's chaotic, it's nuts, and you got people flying at you from everywhere. They kind of taught us how to make it fun, Dad and I, we'll talk about it every so often. I remember in my teenage years, I would leave football practice and go straight to work and just sweep out his houses and clean and stuff like that and watch him the whole time. We've got our company, and now our kids are pushing hard to learn more about it and critique and kind of help dial things in. And it's like, man, you might have 3 generations in the home building industry. I hope that I'm instilling that same vision and those same positive characteristics in my kids. That level of paranoia is always in my head. That are they looking at me the way I looked at my father? And because that means a lot. I take that serious.
Last time I was here, you guys were putting this deck on.
Yeah.
I know you got stainless steel bolts, so anything exposed, this is going to be a fortified home.
That includes the roof and then the walls and stainless fasteners. So we did, 7/16 on the wall and 5/8 a little bit here, there. But then 5/8 on the roof deck with the zip system. And then we tape all the seams. And then we're going on top of that with the zip underlayment.
Yeah, so that's above and beyond.
Yeah. It's a zip system peel and stick underlayment. We've been asked before about, why do you use it on your house? And we know that Huber Woods has put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into the R&D, the research and development behind everything. I got exposed to Huber Woods, I think I was a kid. My father taking me to a job site, and it was a heavy wood product. And I remember seeing it as a kid, and you see these guys kind of manhandling this stuff, and as a kid, you're thinking, that is heavy. That was the first experience. I think from day one, minute one, whenever I built my first house, I started with a Huber Woods product. As soon as I learned about it and actually studied it and evaluated, I was hooked.
All the homes built in this area are similar when it comes to putting the sticks together. But all the little details, that's what's going to set you apart. Waterproofing, fortified, the materials used, we engineer design pressure that's going to be more than enough for the Texas Department of Insurance.
So certainly insurance costs are very high. You do get a substantial insurance deduction if you build a fortified home. And it's enough of a deduction that it'll pay for the upgrades that are necessary to do it over the life of the home, and actually less than the life of the home. That's a win-win in my book.
You're going to build a house that's far tighter. You're not going to have any type of leakages. It's kind of the way it should be done.
I mean, you've seen, storms hit. We had Hurricane Harvey hit. You'll go through and you'll see, destroyed houses and stuff, and then you'll find one house that's just standing and it's beautiful. That's what we want our house to be in the event that happens. It's something realistically that needs to go everywhere because everybody has their own complexities and problems. We're from Tornado Alley in Missouri, and so tornadoes everywhere. And so there's no reason why anybody in any area can't benefit from fortified construction.
I really like Jason because Jason was willing to go outside the box to make something that's truly unique. and to make something that is cutting edge as far as technology goes in home building today. You need to have trades that are willing to think of things differently. Some builders are kind of set in their ways, and they don't want to learn something new, And, Jason went out and got Fortified certified. That's a big deal.
15 years or so
Okay.
we've been building homes, and give or take, as tight as we are and bound to have another storm. We had Hurricane Harvey a couple years ago, and we just had that other hurricane that kind of missed us. It's going to be interesting whenever we do get another hit, and how tight our houses are and how well they sustain. It's going to,
Your name's written all over it.
that it
So
is,
is mine.
man. So is yours. Yeah, we're married to it. Yeah.
Yep.
We have a different relationship with our clients than anybody else is ever going to have. That's why it's hard to describe it as just a custom home builder, because it's way more than that. We're literally in the career that we change people's lives right in front of them. You're building their dreams. They get to see it come true. You're putting smiles on their faces and giving them an experience that they're not going to have anywhere else.